everyone, I'm Dr. Maria de Blasi, a professor, writer, and Bruja, and the author of Practically Pagan, An Alternative Guide to Everyday Magic, which will be out this September 24th. Now, this book is all about practical, concrete ways to make your life more magical that don't require complicated spells, expensive tools, or really anything more than a simple desire to live better and to conjure more awareness about the things that make your life more enchanting. Essentially, my work is all about putting the everyday back in everyday magic. And today I'd like to share with you some simple tips to make your autumn equinox a little more magical through simple celebrations. So a lot of the work I do as a bruja is about really helping us tune into our natural cycles, that's seasonal cycles, daily cycles, where our energy is flowing, becoming more intuitive and sensitive to our needs as human beings, as spiritual beings, and as beings connected to the wider universe and nature. So as you get ready for the autumn equinox, I have a few rituals, or as I like to call them, routines, and this is something I talk about in my book quite often, a couple of routines that I have cultivated as rituals. So I took mundane tasks and made them more magical by focusing my intention on the ritualistic aspect of conjuring more joy in my life. So I have a couple of these routines as rituals that I like to celebrate every autumn to usher in the changing season. One of those is to really clean my house and turn it into a sanctuary. So as the seasons get colder, we turn inward more, right? So we're not quite outside all the time, we're spending more times indoors, and it's really important to make our homes that cozy sanctuary. So I like to start by giving it a good scrub down, cleaning the floors, spending some time reflecting on the gratitude I have for this space. And then once it's clean, I might even choose to smudge the space or light some beeswax candles to purify the air, something to kind of add that extra sense of magical cleansing after I've literally cleaned the space.